Welcome to the Women's Business Workshop podcast. If we haven't met, I'm Robin Walker, a small business advisor in the Midwest who loves talking business, eating cheese curds, and living the crazy life of an entrepreneur. I help business owners like yourself strategically plan for business growth so that you feel more organized and clear on the next steps for your business. Before we get into the episode, I want to invite you into our private group. If you're running a small business and craving more structure, strategy, and support, check out the Impact Business Circle. It is our monthly mastermind group for women business owners, and inside we not only meet regularly for accountability and coaching, but you also get access to trainings and courses that help you build a strong business foundation. Things like pricing, customer attraction, and systems. If you join now, you also get half off of all one-on-one coaching sessions, plus a business analysis session within your first month. If you're looking for some guidance in a community that understands what it's like to be a business owner, head to womensbusinessworkshop.com/impact and see if it's the right fit for you. Based on what I know about the women that listen to this podcast, it's safe for me to say that you put time and energy into staying healthy, regulating your nervous system. Many of you help your clients with their wellness, whether that's mental, physical, financial health, and you strive to provide your employees and clients with a healthier environment. Many of you also left a job and started a business so that you could control the healthiness of your daily environment. Then business ownership enters the chat. We hear ourselves saying, if I could just get past this point, it'll get easier. When I hire more help, it will get easier. Maybe if I delegate that social media, it will get easier. I just have to hold it together a bit longer. I can sleep when I have more clients. A part of you knows that this is not healthy. But there's probably another part of you that does not acknowledge the toll that business owner stress may be taking on you. And often it's undoing all of the work that you're doing to try to stay healthy. My goal for this episode is not to make you feel shame or judged or to make you feel more overwhelmed. My goal is to open up some new awareness around what you may be suppressing in order to keep showing up every day in your business. I just want you to know that there's women across the U.S. listening to this episode in very similar shoes, feeling very similar emotions right now. According to a QuickBooks small business survey, 76% of the respondents said that they feel a medium or high amount of stress owning a business. I'm going to say, let's be honest here, a little sidebar, that QuickBooks itself may be a large source of that stress, right? But seriously, business ownership, it's a lot, but it's also your dream. And the good days far outweigh the hard days for most of us. But it can be hard. And if you are by nature a healthy person and you're doing a lot of time, energy, money put into your health, but you haven't stopped to look and say, how is owning a business actually undoing some of that? This episode is for you. You guys are already doing a lot, so I'm not going to go into some of those surface level suggestions you might get if you just Google, how can I be a healthier business owner or how to reduce business owner stress. I'm going to give you a fast forward of what they're going to say. They're going to tell you to take your mental health walks, which you are already doing, or use your walking pad. They're going to tell you to load up on protein and water and take breaks. I'm not going to focus on that stuff. You're already doing it. And you've heard me mention small steps, small to-do lists, one goal at a time. I'm not going to harp on that today, but those things all obviously help. Those are all things in our day-to-day life that do help. I'm going to try to focus more on some bigger reasons that you may not be realizing are contributing to that underlying stress you feel by being a business owner, which is normal. The more I coach, the more I realize, though, that I can't give everyone listening a fix for their individual situations. You are all unique in your business journey. So listen through these potential suggestions, take what feels relevant, note what strikes an emotional response, be honest with yourself, and go ahead and take some notes. Number one of the most stressful parts of being an owner is the weight of being the person that has to hold it all together. You are the one that secures the revenue. If you have employees, you also secure their income. You have to make all the big decisions. You need to know what's coming next, what you should be focused on to make all of this happen. The most common things people come to me for coaching is in regards to revenue inconsistency, low profitability, second guessing their offers or pricing, feeling like their marketing's not converting. These inconsistencies lead to the overthinking, the guessing what's next. That is when we tend to make rash decisions, agree on things we don't really want to do, or change plans on a whim. When your body is overwhelmed, we tend to make bad decisions. I mean, it's logic. We know this. But as business owners, we're not always acknowledging what it is that is making us overwhelmed because we have so much on our plates. There is so much riding on the success of this thing that it does feel overwhelming. If you don't have a long-term plan, and I'm not talking about in your head, yes, I hear all of you right now being like, well, I kind of have one. No. I mean like a documented long-term plan. Obviously, you're not going to know what is next. Like, obviously, if you don't have the long-term plan. It's like heading to Disney World without GPS or without a bag packed. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, one of the top 4 reasons a business will fail, and this is based on data, this is the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, one of the top 4 reasons your business will fail is because of unproductive business planning. And they have the word unproductive. You can plan in your business, but that doesn't mean that it's strategic or productive. It's important to have a strategic business plan, even better if it's done with some kind of professional input. It's like your printed out MapQuest directions for those of you of a certain generation. It is the place to start. You can go back and check in with it when you're making decisions or opportunities. You need your next action steps. You're going back to that plan. Recently, I was working with a business owner on their signature business framework. This is like my version of a business plan that I do with clients. It's just a little less typical corporate version. It's more in tune for female entrepreneurs. Her offers had been created over time, like many of us. There were multiple price points, different little slightly variations on the ideal client for each offer, which led to some conflicting messaging. But everything brought in revenue. All of those offers brought in revenue. So she was hesitant to let anything go. Makes sense. We're desperate for that consistent revenue, right? But unfortunately, it just made everything harder for her. Marketing was harder because she had different posts, spoke to different people. The sales path was a little confusing, and too many non-ideal clients were taking up her time and energy, but they were paying, so it was hard to let them go. This kind of business structure, or lack of structure, let's say, makes decisions harder. And if you're in this boat, just know many, many business owners are in this boat. We're doing the best we can. We're creating as we go, right? But then you end up looking for some magic answer or a one task that's just going to fix everything, one hire that's going to fix everything. That answer is going to somehow make you feel less overwhelmed. It's going to bring in all the right clients. It's just this one thing. And that causes us to say yes to the wrong things. There's just too much going on in your head, too many things you're trying to balance and make work that have conflicting agendas, conflicting purposes, conflicting action steps, conflicting goals. So we worked through her offers. We determined which ones were the most profitable for the time spent. If you haven't done that, that's a really powerful exercise. Which were the most satisfying and brought her the most joy. Then which are scalable or sustainable. Not every offer you have is going to be scalable or sustainable. So we streamlined the offers, created a first focus for her, one offer to focus on for right now, with her next step for her promotions and her action step list. Didn't mean we canceled everything else in her business or fired clients. We just narrowed in, streamlined, and created a next focus. So now when it gets boring or hard, which we all know it's going to, she knows an end goal. She knows that Disney World destination she's heading to, and it can help her stay focused. It can help her have revenue consistency, make sure she's sticking with the right profit margin. She knows where she's headed. Yes, the path may change over time. There may be other opportunities, but at least she has this focus right now to be able to help her make her decisions. And everything else is on a not right now basis. And she's been given permission, so to speak, to let those things just be good enough for now and focus on this one thing. Financials are probably one of the biggest stressors for most small business owners, if we're all being honest here. A lot of you did not go into this business with a financial business background. Most don't. You have a different service. You have a different skill set. That is really your bread and butter. It's what makes you tick. It's your mission. So the financials are stressful. A lot of you are also basing your pay on the hours that you're directly serving a client, but you're working in your business all day, even when it's not with clients. You're working on your business at home, on the couch, on your laptop. You're doing business emails in your car while you're in the car line at school. I want you to get to your CEO pay mindset. You're no longer just a service provider. You are a business owner. So figuring out how to consistently pay yourself, optimize your most profitable service offers, and make your revenue more consistent can be a game changer to lessen your stress. You guys have too much going on in your heads, ladies. We need to pick our destination, plan the route, document it, and then stay on the map. If you end up feeling like you're on the wrong path, that's when you pull over and ask for directions. You don't look for a shortcut or veer off to the outlet mall. We pull over and we ask someone who knows what they're talking about, do I need to be on a different path? I'm lost, I'm stuck, I'm out of gas, I'm bored. That's when you ask for help and get support before you start leaning into those shiny objects and the desperation posts and taking a client you know is not right for you. So if non-productive business planning is one of the top reasons a business fails, it is not safe to wing it, or to use an AI business plan only, or to scribble notes on a Post-it note as your plan. This is the health of your business, and your health is at the heart of it. So we want to have a strategic plan. I know I harp on it all the time. You guys are like, oh my God, Robin, you bring that up in every single podcast episode. But it's what I see on the back end that is night and day difference for business owners. It does matter. It does matter, you guys. Okay, so if it's not me, find someone who aligns with you and your values and has the knowledge to be able to help you with a plan. The second biggest stressor I see for women in business is carrying it all alone. Today, I'm not going to go into the household manager role that many of you have taken on yourself, because that's a whole nother weight that many of you carry. It comes up often in our mastermind calls in the impact group. A few of our members have recommended the book Fair Play by Eve Rodsky if you're looking for some ways to even out that management position, let's say, in your home. So I'm not going to go into all of that today. I'd suggest that book, but that obviously is just one more weight that a lot of you guys are carrying. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the weight of carrying your business all alone. No one really gets it but you. If you have employees, they can't really understand because you have their back. They don't have the same risk level that you do. So you making a decision and getting their input, of course, they are part of the business, so it matters to get their input. But at the end of the day, their decision doesn't have the weight that yours does. There's not as much risk to them, making the quote unquote right or wrong decision. If you're a solopreneur, you may get lonely because you're literally the only person in your business. It's literally just you and your clients, and you're obviously not going to vent or ask for business advice from your client. What happens when you're stressing about something in your business? Maybe it's a negative review, a low sales month, a difficult employee or client. Many of you are holding it in. You put a smile on, you serve your clients, you maybe vent to a spouse. Spouses mean well, but they may just give you more suggestions or more ideas, and that doesn't really help. Maybe you're venting to a family member, or maybe you take solace in a Culver Sunday. Is that just me? I don't think I have to be the one to tell you that holding in your stress is unhealthy. What would you tell your clients if they were doing this? Having community with other business owners, I just can't say enough about what a huge stress reliever that can be. Now, the caveat is finding the right community. Not all business owner communities are built the same. Some you're going to go in and you're not going to feel better afterwards, or you're just going to feel like you're not enough, or jealousy will pop up. That's not the community I'm telling you to find. Find the community where you feel like yourself. You can show up real. There's loyalty. There's confidentiality. Those are the kind of communities I'm talking about. I see the firsthand look of relief, the shoulders relaxing, even occasional tears that come from being around other people who understand what you're going through. Find a community of other business owners that you feel safe to share with. There is affirmation, knowing that what is happening with you in your business is normal in the life of an entrepreneur. Still crazy, but normal. It helps ease that weight. It also gives you a team of women cheering you on. So for those crummy days, for those low months, you have people reminding you of who you are, what you have to offer, your value. And it makes the lonely days less lonely. When you know that call is coming up, you're going to get to see your ladies. You're going to get to cheer them on as well. And there's so much satisfaction. And it feels so great, especially for all of you that are overservers, that are people pleasers, that are, let's say, working on not being people pleasers. All of you with these huge hearts, this gives you one more place to go cheer on another business owner and to celebrate with them. You need a place where you can say, hey, what do you guys do when ... Is it normal for a client to whatever? Who do you use for this? Maybe you show up and say, this is not working. What do I do? Whatever it is, you have a space to come and unload it or get help, cheer someone on. I do have an episode that goes into a lot more of this about the isolation of being the boss. If this is something that you do struggle with, it's episode 103. But carrying all of the business alone and in isolation is a lot. I challenge all the memes that say that business ownership is lonely because it's lonely when you're not willing to pay for community. Moving to number 3. One of the ways to make your business better for your health is by addressing your mindset and your own mental health as a business owner. So I'm not a therapist. I'm just sharing what I see on my end of things, business coaching. Business ownership can be such a mental roller coaster, and it's a constant course in self-development. You have to believe in yourself, trust your decisions, convince people to pay you money for your skills. Not only convince them to pay you, but also decide how much they're going to pay you and how much what you're delivering is worth. You have to do things that you have never done in previous jobs. And as soon as you think you have it figured out, an opportunity arises that challenges your confidence, or it's time to scale to a new level, to a new price point, and you question everything. If you look around and think that all the other owners have it all together, you are mistaken, my friend. I see self-doubt at every level of business owner. And it's normal. It's okay. We are working on ourselves. No one has taught us how to do this at this new level. It's normal. This is a big deal, building a business, and you're doing it, and you're still in business, and you created this thing. Stop and give yourself a pat on the back. Occasionally, though, there is something in our past, maybe a stuck mindset, a limiting belief that's keeping us where we are or sabotaging us when we move to the next level. That does happen and it is real. I talk often about the concept of the upper limits problem that is in the book The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. These are unconscious limits we place on ourselves. I see this so often with paying yourself, pricing, boundaries. Maybe you've struggled to get past a certain pay level. Maybe it's your parents' level of success you're struggling to get past, spouse's income, what you were paid at your last job. Maybe it's a new price point for some reason. You just can't get past it. It's not logical. If we really put it out there, we're like, no, I believe in what I'm doing. I swear I do. But there's just something underlying that keeps us stuck. I know many business owners that get help from a mental health counselor or a life coach to help them manage their emotions and to work through how their history might be influencing this role as a business owner. If you can find someone who's also a business owner, I think that gives them a bonus perspective. There's just something about that combo that can be really powerful. If that's not an option for you or you're already doing that, another addition can be journaling. It can be a real effective way to release some of your emotions or thoughts about business and get them on paper. There's just something about getting things on paper and writing without a filter. It can be so freeing and unlock some things that maybe you don't realize you're even thinking or feeling. I was never really a big fan of journaling, I'll be honest, but I did work with Jenny Schubring, a life coach and good friend, and she would encourage me to do that. I know I mentioned this before, but every time I do, I learn something new about myself, and I feel like a weight has been lifted, even if it's a small one or a small insight. It's rare that I'm going to journal and not find some kind of insight from it. The key is you got to keep going because that beginning is usually just the surface things you already know. I did give some journal prompts in the last podcast episode if you want to start with some of those. In coaching calls, sometimes I will give a journal prompt regarding a topic that maybe they're stuck on, or I sense that there's something else under the surface for them. Our brains are powerful, you guys. We want to give our brains rest. We want to give them time to reflect. So it is operating in our benefit and not to our detriment. Another plug for that white space in your calendar, rest, time where you're not working in your business. Okay, so our last area that I'm going to ask you to check to see if it may be causing you some stress is our boundaries. You guys are the kindest. You want the best for everyone. You want the best for your clients. I've seen it. You guys are amazing, and it's what I love about you. However, it's exhausting to try to help everyone all the time. You guys know this. This is a business you're running. If you need me to be the bad guy, I will be it. Yes, you have a mission and you are in service to others, but serving everyone at any cost is going to burn you out. And then you're not going to be serving anyone well. This is your reminder that it is healthy to have boundaries and enforce them. You don't need to do work for free. You don't need to serve people that take advantage of your kindness. And here's a harsh truth, you guys. Just know that those people that are taking your free or discounted services, they're paying someone else in their life their full price for their services. There's some other area of their life where they are paying full price. They're just not paying you full price because you relaxed your boundary, because you felt bad for them. If you want to do a charitable arm of your business, let's design that strategically. I've done that with people before. It's doable. But for your business, let's have expectations and boundaries for doing valuable quality work and being paid in full for it. You are training people how to treat you and what is acceptable. Having clear onboarding procedures having strategic conversations, and building your client journey intentionally can make the client relationship so much easier and better for both parties. Having clear expectations and boundaries is good for your client. It gives them a better service. It gives them a higher level experience. The goal is that the boundaries are built into your process so that there are less opportunities for you to bend when you are feeling bad for someone or desperate for the next sale because it's been a low month. So we want these built into your process, into your discovery call questions, into the contract. It just makes it easier for you guys because you are so nice. Have you ever ended a call and said, why did I do that? I have. Might be lowballing a quote, or you agreed to something that you know you're going to regret. We have all been there. But the best is when I hear, Robin, you would be so proud of me. I quoted my full price and they said yes. Or I spotted the red flag right away and I declined the client. They said the thing that's on my red flag list and I declined the client. And a right fit client showed up the next day. I have a quote I'm going to leave you on when it comes to boundaries. The people who don't want you to have boundaries are the people who benefit from you not having them. All right, so let's recap some ways you can safeguard your health as a business owner. Number 1, get out that business plan, update it, and pick one area to focus on next. One plan of action with clear steps. Number 2, get in community with other business owners where you can share vulnerably. Number 3, get support for your mental health, a therapist, a coach, or start with journaling. Reach out if you need some prompts. Number 4, revisit your boundaries and be clear with expectations and make sure your client journey reflects them. I am here for you guys. If you need support with any of these, you can reach out by the website, womensbusinessworkshop.com. There is a contact button there, or you can join us in the Impact Business Circle this month. Either way, I would really be honored to help you with this. Go protect your health, my friends. This is your dream, but it should not come at a cost for your health. All right, go have a great day, everybody.